All right, ready to crank up the heat a bit? Let's dive into a hands-on career with, well, a lot of fiery potential. We're talking about glass annealing.
It's really cool,
So
actually.
you want to know if being a glass annealer is the right fit.
Right.
And we've got something to help you decide.
Yeah.
This awesome guide from RoleCatcher.
Okay.
They cover everything. Daily tasks, career paths, we're going deep into their insights,
Awesome.
and a few other resources we found
Great.
to help you figure out if this is the career for you.
It's really cool stuff. We encounter glass everywhere, right? But have you ever thought about how those windows, screens, even fiber optic cables get so strong,
Right.
so resilient? That's where annealing comes in.
You know, I have to admit, before this deep dive, I
Mhm.
basically pictured that scene from every action movie.
Oh, it's
Hero barely escapes the factory before it explodes.
a classic.
Yeah.
But in reality, annealing is much more controlled.
Okay, good.
Though no less fascinating, it's the hidden science behind making sure glass can withstand everyday use.
Okay, so no exploding factories, got it.
Huh.
But what does a glass annealer actually do all day?
Think of it like this. Imagine incredibly hot, almost liquid glass.
Okay.
It's in a huge industrial kiln. Your job is to heat and cool it in a specific way to relieve all the internal stresses that can make it fragile.
Okay.
It's all about precision and knowing how the glass reacts to temperature.
So like a master baker, but with molten glass instead of dough. That takes serious skill.
Exactly. And the guide really paints a vivid picture of a typical day for a glass annealer. You're in this bustling production environment surrounded by clanging machinery, humming kilns. It's hands-on.
That sounds intense. You'd have to be comfortable with a fast-paced setting.
Yeah.
What kind of personality thrives there?
Well, the source really emphasizes attention to detail.
Right.
It's not just operating machinery, it's spotting imperfections, ensuring the temperature is perfect,
Wow.
taking pride in the quality.
That makes sense. It's like hidden artistry within a manufacturing setting.
Yeah.
And speaking of different aspects of the job, RoleCatcher talks about the potential career path. It's not just a single job, is it?
Not at all. They highlight 3 main stages: entry-level, junior, even senior glass annealer, each with its own responsibilities. And opportunities for growth. You could start assisting experienced annealers, then work up to independently operating those massive kilns, maybe leading a team or specializing.
So there's room to make this career your own
Right.
and develop your skills over time. What stood out to you in those example profiles?
They included quotes from actual glass annealers, which I thought was nice.
Oh, cool.
One person said something like, "I've really honed my ability to troubleshoot on the fly,"
Wow.
which shows the challenges and rewards.
Yeah.
And another person mentioned becoming a go-to resource for their team.
Oh, nice.
That speaks to leadership potential.
I love that. It's like getting a sneak peek into the minds of people actually living this career. But let's be real. Every job has pros and cons.
True.
What does the guide say about the downsides?
This is true. No job is perfect.
Yeah.
And the source is upfront that it can be physically demanding.
Yeah.
You're on your feet, dealing with heavy machinery, working in potentially hot environments. Safety is paramount.
You definitely need to be comfortable with that kind of environment. Are there any other challenges?
Well, like many skilled trades, there can be a barrier to entry.
Uh-huh.
While formal education isn't always required, the guide emphasizes on the job training
Okay.
or an apprenticeship.
So a willingness to learn and put in the work is essential. Someone with existing mechanical skills might have a head start, even if they haven't worked with glass.
Absolutely. RoleCatcher actually dives into the specific skills that are crucial.
Okay.
We've talked about attention to detail, but they break it down even further.
Let's get into it then. What does it take to excel in this field? So, curious about the skills you'd need to actually be a glass annealer. The guide breaks it down in a cool way.
Yeah, it's like a recipe.
It is a great analogy. You need the right ingredients
Yes.
in the right amounts,
Okay.
and some might surprise you.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give us the rundown. What's the most important ingredient here?
Probably won't surprise you. Production and processing is huge.
Okay.
66%. I mean, it's manufacturing at its core, right?
Right.
You deal with the whole cycle, raw materials to quality control.
Yeah, so you need to get how it all works,
Yes.
not just your one little part.
Exactly.
But then it gets interesting because they've got design at 64%.
Interesting.
Is that about actually designing the glass itself? It can be, especially with experience, but
Okay.
maybe moving into a senior role, but even at entry level.
Yeah.
Understanding design helps you interpret those specifications,
Right.
spot problems before they happen. So,
So it's that thinking ahead that's so valuable,
yes,
especially in a hands-on role.
right.
Okay, so we've got production, the design side. What else?
Get ready for this mechanical 60%.
Oh, wow, okay.
Those massive kilns, all the machinery,
Right.
doesn't run on good vibes alone.
Makes sense. So if someone was, say, a car mechanic, could those skills transfer?
Absolutely. That knowledge of how things work,
Yeah.
troubleshooting, being comfortable around machinery,
Right.
those are transferable. It could give someone a leg up.
I love that. It's like this hidden pathway between different careers,
Right.
but it doesn't stop there.
Yep.
RoleCatcher throws in engineering and technology at 62%.
Right.
That feels like a leap from molten glass.
Not really.
Why?
Think how tech is changing manufacturing.
Okay, yeah.
Computer-controlled systems,
Right.
automation, even glass making is evolving.
So a glass annealer might be running software, analyzing data. It's high tech.
Precisely. And as tech advances,
Yeah.
so will the skills needed. This isn't your granddad's factory.
And then, just when you think it can't get more well-rounded, they hit you with education and training at 57%. Now I'm really curious.
Remember those senior annealer roles?
Right.
Mentorship, leading teams, maybe training new hires.
Right.
Part of the job as you progress.
So even if you start as an individual, sharing your knowledge clearly becomes valuable as you move up. It's like a hidden leadership track.
Exactly. And those soft skills, don't underestimate them.
Right.
Communication, patience, explaining things to someone who's never even seen a kiln.
It's funny how we separate hard skills from soft skills,
Right.
when really they're totally connected,
Totally.
especially in a career like this.
Absolutely. Speaking of interconnectedness, the guide also talks about how to actually find these jobs. Apparently, companies might call it something different, even if the core responsibilities are the same.
Oh, like what? What other titles?
They list tunnel kiln operator,
Okay.
auger press operator, which, by the way, refers to a specific type of machinery used,
Okay.
just in case you were wondering, and even glass polisher.
It's like a secret decoder ring for job hunting. Hit me with this aha moment.
It goes back to the attention to detail thing. The
Right.
guide really emphasizes it. Like, it's a superpower for this job.
It makes you think, how many other jobs need that?
Right.
Even if it's not in the description.
It's undervalued, right?
Yeah.
We focus on the big, flashy skills, but that ability to focus, be precise, really hone in.
Yeah,
Essential. Surgery, software, glass annealing.
totally. And if you actually enjoy perfecting those details,
Right.
a job like this could be really satisfying.
Absolutely. That pride in a high-quality product,
Right.
even if it's one piece of glass.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
It's not just, do I want to work with glass? It's more, what work is satisfying?
Exactly. Aligning those strengths, your interests, with a career that values them. And those hidden skills,
Right.
like attention to detail, problem solving, they can unlock a fulfilling career.
I love that. So anyone listening, if you're into precision, that hands-on artistry, glass annealing might be worth a look.
Definitely a path less traveled, but like we saw, it's got potential.
Yeah.
Stability, skill development, maybe even that aha moment, finding a career that clicks.
Perfectly said. And that wraps up our deep dive into the world of glass annealing.
Whoa!
We explored it all.
We did.
Day-to-day skills, career paths, connections to other fields.
Yeah.
All thanks to RoleCatcher's guide.
And remember, this is just the start.
Right.
Do your own research, too.
Exactly. We mentioned some resources: American Scientific Glassblowers Society, International Society of Glass Bead Makers. Get nerdy with it.
Yeah.
You never know what you'll find.
Maybe you'll be sharing your aha moment.
I love it. Until next time, keep those curiosity kilns burning.